It's May 10th. It's like 8:42 a.m. So, I was just in Starbucks, and as I walked in, it was like the song, There She Is in the Atmosphere, Drops of Jupiter in Her Hair, right? Yeah, kind of, so I was talking to Annie, Starbucks lady. So anyway, it is like a perfect fall, F-A-L-L day. It's like crisp, C-R-I-S-P. But I was thinking about the 15-year-old conversation from the angry but tuned properly gentleman with the white blonde hair and ice eyes in Huntington Village who, right, had a CAR, which I did not know what that meant. I'm like, you mean... I said, and I apologize, I said, right. He says, well, now, are you really, he says, because it's hard to see, and he's like, but you have a garage, and I'm like, no, my parents have 2 cars in a garage, I know, but and then he got like, are you messing with me? And I'm like, messing with you how? I'm like, what does that mean? Like, are you talking like an automobile, like that you drive? Because that's what they have. Like, do you want the make and model? So again, like, he knew why he was there. I didn't. But now, in retrospect, RETROSPECT, I mean, I still enjoyed his conversation, kind of, sort of, because I know that on the back end of the log, LOG, of my bio and my AnatoMical and my iCal, it meant something, I just don't know what. So now, here's my other question is, there's a tarot, T-A-R-O-T. I don't know if they're getting confused, the Arrow Nav department, with the tarot card that they keep close to their vest. A-E-R-O-N-A-V. But our Arrow Nav is supposed to have 2 N's in it. That's how you know that the 2 Planck's constants, it's CoNst-aNCe. So that's how you know, between the aether and the ether, in the NC, the whole dark arts department, once Planck, being the alpha numerices in an omega platform, is constant with her other Planck's constants that she came for, being Nicklaus, then all of a sudden it's the cosmology works, the CELest-ie works, and it's the 2 of us. I know he goes off of Nicklaus or Nicholas CELest-ie, which is fine. I go off of Nicole Cataruzza because it's different but still the same, because it's still the star speak, and it's still within the tarot and the Arrow Nav. There is nothing for me to keep close to my vest. You've left me out and exposed in an omega platform as an ass. Totally naked and exposed. Just sitting here like a big old fucking ass, like a W. Like William, that stole my free will. So I don't exactly understand where you're buying these tarots, TAROTCARDS, tarot cards, for some future program. Like, you're investing in all these things. You buy these tarot cards. Do you even know what the words mean? Do you know what the words that you're investing in are going to lead to in the future? That's why you buy the tarot card. I get that. That is an investment. But you don't know what it actually means until the 2 Planck's constants are together. Because when a splinter has a tarot card, the other splinters play games. And then you have fights. And then nobody trusts one another. And then everybody wants more, and more, and more. And then it gets really dangerous. And now I have gnats. I am not telling you anything. K-N-A-T. In nations of people who are gnats in the ointment of life for alpha in an omega flat system. Do you understand? You don't even know what the letters mean on these platforms. You can barely get the cognition, and unless you have a machine to see the diorama, you don't even know that it exists, which is fine for us. That's the dark arts department and the closet and drawer of knives I want to put away. and then, invite those that are CELest-ie approved. But again, it's like this is such a dysfunctional system because you have put so much human into a alpha verse, delta alpha gamma, computer and human matrix that belongs to two people who created it in the origins of human life. That's who we are. Somebody created you. They didn't look like you. They didn't look like humans when they created humans, their cognition, the system of aether and ether that runs a human's anatomy, that animates you. It makes you come alive. It makes you move throughout the day, throughout the dark arts science. It's a D. It's an arc. It's a spark. S-P-A-R-K. It jumps, tracks. It's what moves energy into a cycle. It arcs from your anatomy, the alternate current, to the dark art being the dark alternate other current, and then back again. And it is a cycle system. It's what gives you thought. It's what gives you life. It's what lets you heal your anatomy so you don't get sick. It is a system, it's a system, altered self that Nicklaus and I built and own from elsewhere, and now we come every now and again to enjoy the bodies of each other and pretend we're like you and see what you guys are up to and try to help you along in whatever way you need. But this life, it's a little more difficult. You come to human, you expect the other humans to appreciate the fact that you are back and help you rebuild your security force to protect all the science behind what makes it look so natural to the animals walking around. But instead now I have super criminals who found some source of grease and money that they throw around and then confuse the good science department with words like money, which to the the monkey monarchy, is it a viceroy that you're speaking of? Or is it the actual monarch butterfly herself? See, there are slight distinctions, and it gets difficult the more you have to speak, and the more you have to get to know people that you shouldn't be knowing. But you have to get to know them because you have to figure out which one of them is responsible for the tarot so close to the chest that is causing the gnats of all sorts of nations. And I'm not speaking about the dark arts approved CELest-ie department. I'm talking about the ones that go around day to day. They do nothing useful except spoil and follow some bought investment plan into a bioterrorism future. That is what you have all done. We are now in complete bioterrorism meltdown. I had an experience myself. You all got into some form of dark art science that you don't belong in, while one wants to try on different genetic uniforms and run around and confuse part of my Aronav police. I have other assholes that bought some tarot in some Asian market that doesn't exist. I call them Pokemon. Pokemon. You don't invest. Why is Wall Street? We have a big China wall where we keep the China closet dolls, so this way they don't get out and they don't confuse and hurt all of the rest of the people with their opium and their, let's see, what else do they have? They eat cats. It's gross. They then confuse, and they always have to have the last dollar. I'll take all the dollars, and all my dollars will add up to way more than you selling a handbag at $1,000 a piece. Let's see who wins. Why are you winning? That's why I like Japan better. Japan knows you don't want to win too much. You want to equal it out and balance it out so everybody has a nice, and they leave with a good sense of who you are. That's what I appreciate, not the mandrain of what South Korea and China has going on right now between the two. And there is some Tokyo in there. So, well, not Tokyo, it's one of the other cities. And there's a few of them on the island. They're hiding in there. So, let's see. Yeah, that is where they have taken asylum, hiding amongst what they already know. All right, so okay, so right, so tarot, and then right, but no, now this lifetime for some reason, I have the China Wall, and then there's a Wall Street in New York. Wall Street in New York provides funding to the stupid white people of my color hue, saying that you give me all of your money that you make every day, I'll gamble it with all sorts of baskets that I can't explain to you, but I'll give you like a book about this big, I know you won't read, a page of it. I'll use really big fancy words because I went to a college mental institution and they gave me a toilet paper degree that says I can confuse the public and I don't go to jail. And you all invest in this. Whose tarot card was that? Because that's not what Nicklaus and I built humans for, and it's not how we build society, to confuse and rob one another and then tell them that, oh no, I went to university, I am way better qualified at making decisions than you. No, actually, the way that society always worked before you were born was the farmer was the expert and professional on anything agriculture and soil related, and if the doctor who took care of the other humans out of the kindness of their heart, and that was his function in the society and village, needed expert opinion, the farmer with no education except that of living out on the land was the expert. You would go to the expert and ask for their expert opinion to help you solve the mystery of the whatever the other person was afflicted from, and to learn more. Where did the farmer now all of a sudden become the stupid asshole that you want to rob and then not feel bad for when they lose everything? But you went to university and your parents are so proud of you because your bank account has a whole bunch of zeros on your toilet paper statement to go with your toilet paper degree. And you are such a great person. You're leaving a legend like no other for your children. Do you see how stupid the farmer and I look at you? What kind of doctor are you? The doctor of evil and robs everybody. Proud of it. Shows off in everything you do, from your clothes to your face, your hair, your shiny toys that you throw around and picture and then show everybody. Right, yeah, and you don't help society at all once you get to that level. You're like, oh, I'll just hire new little gnats and flies. They can just help me build, right? You really are nothing useful at all. Who designed this system? That's what I want to know. Because this is not an extraterrestrial system. We actually create things that work. And I don't understand why you get mad when I call you a splinter and a gnat. They have very real meanings. If you think of a K, it's like a plane. It's like your body. It's a stick. And if you have two arms out, that's what a K is. It's two arms. You're holding two science knives. And you're also holding two humans apart that know that you are really, like, you've got two live wires sparking in either hand. And the currents are jumping, and you're walking around and nobody else can see the thing you're holding, and you're like really getting off like it's funny because you got it, and you're like, I got it. And everybody else is like dying because the sparks are jumping and arcing and hitting them, and then they fall, and you're just like, well, and you keep going. And it's like, does anybody else in the world, I mean, I know there's places that they know, why are they not intervening and stepping forward? Why are the criminals in Wall Street investing in Latin markets, which is Middle America in Central America? And why is the China closet and Korean closet being opened, funded with lots of grease that was never approved and never allowed in some new, we'll diversify? Why are you diversifying? No. All the children, all the nuts, go back into their homes. They learn culture and how to be whatever they woke up in from their own people, who are going to design a new system of how they want that to look together in their homeland. Why are you throwing fish over and then trying to steal
the rations for everybody else to fix. Rations being money, time, and confusing with words all of the players. The players are not in a game that there's a win. You win when you get all of your players back on your field and you hold them close so you can protect them, so this way you get further instruction to then build your new society. But it's not going to involve planes for commercial travel. It's not going to be private Lear for everyone. It's just not. There'll be Argo, A-R-G-O, Cargo, C-A-R-G-O. They're one and the same. It's a Coast Guard run system. Yeah. They bring supplies when needed. There's one manufacturer. That's it, and it's not China. So it's going to be a homegrown system by RH negative biosignature, which is Nicklaus and I, until all the people get back to where they belong. And then we can start to build governments, money, and systems that work. Because right now you got everybody jumbled in a jambalaya. It's a whole lot of lying, and it's a disgusting concoction because I've never made jambalaya before, and I'm not an expert. So mine tastes disgusting, whereas you may have a grandmother that made it and was absolutely delicious. Trust me, my white version is not delicious. I'm trying my hardest to explain to you that I put the same ingredients in, but mine just does not taste the same.